Oh my god.
Welcome back to Subious Bros channels for Justin and Amy's pick. Today we'll be reviewing
Gamja Tang. Yay!
We have to go the Gamja Tang from GamJAGOL. When you to go it, they give it to us in this big plastic container. We got some side dishes and some vegetables. If you were to eat in-house, they take this content and give it to you in a pot. And then you consistently boil it while you eat it. You can eat it out of this container, but I recommend that you transfer this into a pot and heat it up with the veggies and have it as hot as possible before consumption. So now we put the food in the pot, and we have a self burner, a little burner that we use to boil while we eat. But before we go on with the review, did you catch something that looks like this from the last review? But this poster right here has been here since the last review we had. So we're gonna try to, not always, but we're gonna try to put in a little Easter egg or a hint of what we might be doing next in somewhere in that video. It might be a poster, it might be something I say or something I wear. So keep that in mind and leave comments for us.
If you like this video, please subscribe to Subious Bros channel.
So the food is now ready to eat. But before we eat, I'm gonna give you a little explanation of what this is. It's called Gamja Tang because potato is Gamja in Korean. There's two things that I recommend you using, is a ladle and a tong. I think having these two when you eat this food is very important. You want the big piece and you give me a small piece. I see how it is. First thing you do want to try is the broth. Oh, it's really very good. It's like a bone broth, but you have a little bit of spiciness from the chili oil and the chili flakes. It's already seasoned, so you don't need to re-season it. It has a little salty, a little herbs from the greens that you cooked, and then the chili oil kind of makes the food all married together.
Too hot.
This food, you can't really eat it clean unless you just eat the soup. You have to get your hands dirty, the bones, and take off all the meat off the bone like this. So when you clean the bones, this is how it looks. The container that they gave us the soup in, you take these bones and you throw it in here like that, so you could trash it all together as one container. The food is spicy, it's also hot. So for me, because I do sweat a lot and I'm already sweating, you can see my face glistening. I have a little hand towel right here where I wipe my face.
Oh my god.
When you eat the rice, yeah, you eat the meat, it's good, but the rice could be a little plain. So what I do is, if you have a ladle, you can get the broth and you put it on the rice like this. And then you eat the rice with the broth, then that's what's really good. So we have finished the Gamja Tang. Love the food, but now it's time for my verdict as a chef. I always look at 4 things when I do it. I look at presentation, I look at texture, taste, and then cooking method. Presentation, it's not presented as nicely, but like I recommended, reheat it in a pot. So if you are thinking to reheat it, I think the presentation is really good for it being a soup or a broth based food. Texture, there isn't any like real bite to it other than you taking the meat off the bones, but the broth is very deep in flavor, not too salty, perfect amount of spice. So in texture wise, if you like soup or any kind of brothy food, I think it would be a perfect texture wise. Cooking style is you're boiling the meat, and as the meat boils, the bone marrow and all the bones and the bloods goes into the broth to make the flavor on top of different herbs, different flavoring that they put in. So it's pretty much a boil to make a broth out of the bones. Flavor is on point. There's a chili oil that balances the spiciness, the sesame seeds, the bone, the potatoes, all the vegetables and all the herbs to make the flavor makes it awesome. A great balance of spicy to salty to having that depth of the bone broth. They use the chili oil to kind of tie it all together, and the sesame seeds to give you that nice nutty aroma. All in all, I would give this a 5 if it was a 1 through 5 rating. Very high up there because of the flavor, the amount of cooking technique it takes, and then the balance of food. So that is my verdict for Gamja Tang.
This pork bone soup, aka Gamja Tang, is a very good source of calcium and vitamin K. Pork bone has a lot of calcium, and green onion and sesame leaves. Those 2 green leaves have a lot of vitamin K, so I would like to recommend to try this food.
So that is our review for Gamja Tang. If you like the video, hit a like button, subscribe to our channel, leave some comments. Until then, we'll catch you on the next episode of Justin and Amy's Pick. Bye-bye!